comparisons we've already made. Okay, so I can see here that we have really definitely already hit the band 3 mark. So it's at this point here that we've hit the band 3. Okay, the rest of this is development, and that is going to push us up the bands. So let's see what we do here. Furthermore, straight away, I know we're developing. Okay? We're getting into the sophisticated zone here, okay? So furthermore, Shelley uses an almost identical expression in the voice of Ozymandias. The comparison here again with the word identical, saying it's identical to the look at me now in Medusa. Okay. In the voice of Ozymandias, look at my works, ye mighty, and despair. In comparison to Medusa's command, and again we have comparison there, straight away. Just constantly alerting the examiner with these connectives that we are comparing. Medusa's command appears pathetic because it follows a series of questions. And again, we have some evidence, and we're looking at language, which implies a loss of control and desperation. And once again, I've used some keywords here. Implies, suggests, I'm analysing. The rhyme structure of Ozymandias, A, B, A, B, A, C, D, C, E, D, E, F, E, F, replaces the old rhyme with a new one. So here we're explicitly talking about structure, which again hits the mark scheme. So we're talking about structure this time, and rhyme. This suggests, once again, suggests being our real key term here. Shelley is disapproving of this type of fearful rule. So not only are we analysing, this time we're actually talking about the themes and ideas, even more so than just fear. We're talking about Shelley's idea as a writer, okay? We're saying the fact that he is using a structure where the old rhyme is constantly replaced with the new one, he is judging this kind of fearful rule, this dictatorship. He ridicules this idea of never-ending power because, in fact, the structure itself is never-ending, but it's replaced, just like Ozymandias' power is replaced. Here, Shelley is saying that just like the rhyme, time will pass and leaders will be replaced by new ones. Ozymandias will not always be king, and he will not always be feared. So we have Shelley's ideas and a really sophisticated understanding of what he's saying to the reader, but also clear language analysis. We've gone into such detail here in this section that I'm highlighting at the moment, with the idea of the structure and the replacement of power, that we have fulfilled the development of this idea of fear to show power. So now we just sum it up with a nice sentence that compares both ways that the writers use fear to show power. Okay, Duffy's Medusa uses fear to try and regain power and act out revenge, whereas Shelley's Egyptian king uses fear to sustain his legacy, an ambition that is undermined by Shelley's subtle structure. All of this is a lovely summary, with, may I add, a great piece of comparison there. So we're just generally comparing the way they use fear to show power. Okay, let's take a look at the mark scheme and see where this would be. Okay, now we're going to look at the band 5 and 6 category and see if we're analytical and insightful writers. Okay, is it an exploratory response to the poem? Well, yes, it explores, this paragraph alone explores different ways that writers use fear to show power, okay? There's analytical use of detail. Yes, we constantly use the word suggest, and we do it in different ways and at different times, okay? Analysis of writers' use of language and or structure, form and effects on the reader. Well, in fact, we can put ourselves over here for evaluation, because we don't just talk about language, structure and form, but the point about structure with Shelley's different rhyme scheme links directly to the interpretation and actually evaluates what the writer is doing. Why is he using this language? Okay, and that is your band 6 stuff. Okay, exploration of ideas and themes, absolutely. Is it convincing and imaginative? Yes, there is an imaginative and convincing exploration of ideas, and there's a clear interpretation there in terms of the structure and the idea of replacing power. Okay, analytical comparison and evaluative comparison. Again, yes, it hits both of these because it's evaluating how Duffy does this differently and how Shelley is disapproving of this type of rule. Okay, and last of all, with terms of the quotations, do they select a range of telling details and selection of range of telling details for comparison? Absolutely. There's lots and lots of quotes in here, and that's really important. They're not long, they don't go on for more than a line, but there is lots of different evidence there, especially for comparison. In terms of over here, and throughout the entire AOs, you need to remember that this one paragraph is not enough to get a band 6, okay? It has to be exploratory and sustained. That means it's got to happen all the way through the poem. If you do one fantastic paragraph, great. But you need to maintain that and maintain that level of analysis throughout, okay? And I do suggest a quick conclusion at the end, wrapping up what you're saying about power within these two poems. Okay, I hope that's been helpful for you. Your turn now. What I'd like you to do is, for half an hour and half an hour only, finish off this essay, okay? Add between 3 and 4 paragraphs and a small conclusion, and answer this question with the same level of analysis and following a similar style and a similar structure that we've used in these paragraphs. I hope this has helped you with the preparation, and good luck with revision.